This is Grace Notes. I'm Alan Button, bringing you, on behalf of all of us here at the station, our special Good Friday Easter edition. Morning Has Broken is a Christian hymn first published in 1931 with words by English poet Eleanor Farjeon. It was inspired by a village in Britain and later set to a traditional Gaelic melody and then popularized in the early 70s by a British musician, folk singer type, well known to us. Here it is, Morning Has Broken by Cat Stevens. Good Friday and Easter, of course, in their broadest terms, are all about healing the brokenness and sorrow of our world. And, of course, there are lots of songs that we can relate to, reflective of that sorrow. Here's one, written by Mac Davis, made famous by Elvis Presley, In the Ghetto.
As the snow flies,
That was In the Ghetto by Elvis Presley. If you're just joining us, this is our special edition of Grace Notes, our special Good Friday Easter edition. And for another take on that brokenness, the yearnings and questions that the human condition raises in more of a folk style with political overtones by Pete Seeger and Joe Hickerson, here is Where Have All the Flowers Gone? That was the Kingston Trio singing the Seeger-Hickerson song, Where Have All the Flowers Gone? 40 years after the Kingston Trio recorded that song in 1961, Glenn Frey and Don Henley of the Eagles, in 2001, started writing a song that was motivated by the events of September 11th. The song, a more contemporary take on the world's condition, is entitled Hole in the World. Henley later wrote this about the writing of the song. I sat down at the piano in my home studio and started putting some chords with the phrase, hole in the world. Months went by, but I didn't show it to anybody. Then other things started happening that gave additional meanings to hole in the world, particularly after the Iraqi war started. The fighting was supposedly over in May, and yet 1 or 2 or 3 of our boys still are, getting killed every day, which means somebody's daddy is not coming home. So that's another hole, a huge hole in somebody's life. A child, a wife, a mother, a father, a brother, a sister. And as Frey and Henley imply in their lyrics of the song, what the world needs now is love. Reminiscent, of course, of many of our songs. But here's the Eagles with their 9/11 song, Hole in the World.
There's a hole in the world tonight. There's a cloud of fear. There's a cloud of fear and sorrow. There's a hole.
It's an understatement to say that many songs have been written in response to the holes in our world. There are thousands of such songs. Songs of challenge and encouragement, inspiration, motivation to make a difference. Pete Seeger and Lee Hayes collaborated on a song that later won for the trio Peter, Paul, and Mary 2 Grammys. Here it is from their 1962 album, If I Had a Hammer.
If I had a hammer, I'd a hammer in the morning. All over this land.
Bob Dylan was the 2016 recipient of the Nobel Prize in Literature. He makes things personal. So for this special Good Friday Easter edition of Grace Notes, we've selected a Dylan song that puts us all in the same boat, regardless of our station in life. He sings whether you're an ambassador or the heavyweight champion of the world, whether you're a rock and roll addict prancing on the stage, or a businessman, or some high-degree thief, or a doctor, or one whom they call chief, whether you're a construction worker or own guns, you're a preacher or a city councilman, or whether you like to wear cotton or drink whiskey or eat caviar, you're going to have to serve somebody. Here it is, Bob Dylan's Grammy Award-winning song, Gotta Serve Somebody. The Edwin Hawkins Singers recorded a song that became an international hit in 1969. It's actually an arrangement of an 18th century hymn, and I think it speaks for itself, so we'll leave it there. Here are the Edwin Hawkins Singers with Oh Happy Day. And from all of us here at Life 103.1, thank you for joining us on this Happy Friday. You've been listening to Grace Notes, a special program here on Life 103.1 featuring people who may be relatively unknown, but who meet life's challenges in ways that brighten the lives of those around them. Our producer is Christina Dolan. I'm Alan Button, and we invite you to join all of us here at the station again next Friday at 5:30 for Grace Notes on Life 103.1.